Okay, the purpose of this assignment is to calculate the density of lead using the information that we gather. All right. So what we do is we have density 1, the density 1 lead fishing waveform. I'm going to click on that. It's going to open up this. Now, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to, number one, you should have logged into your Gmail account, your school Gmail account. And what you need to do is you're going to need to make a copy of this because you cannot edit this form. So you're going to go File, make a copy. Once it opens up in Gmail, make a copy, and it's going to, you can just say copy of fishing waveform responses. All right. So now you got your form that you just did. All right. It's going to take a couple seconds to load. What we're doing today in class is we're going to calculate the density of fishing weights. All right. So first thing we're going to do is I think I'm going to actually take off the timestamp. So I'm going to click on the top of the column A, and I'm going to write delete column. You guys should all do this, okay? Because that will allow. Okay, it doesn't want you to delete it, so what we're going to do is we're going to hide it instead. I'm surprised they don't want you to delete it. Alright, so anyway, we got this. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to kind of fix some of our data. One of the things I want you to notice is that somebody put in 55 milliliters, okay, instead of the putting in without the label. You notice that it's kicked over. That means it thinks this is text. We need to hear it as a number. So I'm going to hit enter. Alright, now what you're going to do is insert. We're going to insert a column. Alright, because we want to have, okay, we know that was Kyle, Jake, and Andrew. Okay. So now what we're going to do here, guys, is what I want to do is I actually want to calculate the density. Well, what is density? Well, up here at the top of the column, density, and I'm going to just put equals. And you guys are going to do this too, equals m divided by v. So that's what it is. It's mass divided by volume. So what we're going to do is we're going to calculate mass divided by volume. All right. So we need to put in a formula. So I'm going to click in the first column. Okay, it's actually D2. All right, that I'm going to be clicking. And in this first cell, right underneath, right next to the 55.5, I'm going to say equals. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do this by selecting the data that I want. So I'm going to go over to the second column, B2. I'm going to click on this 11.65. And then I'm going to divide, which is the backward slash. And then I'm going to click on this other column here, C2. All right. Now, you really shouldn't type in. You should select the columns. All right. So I'm clicking the first column, which selects it, slash C2. If I hit enter, that tells me what those two numbers are when you divide one number by the other. Now I'm going to click and I'm just going to drag this down like that. And I'm going to get all this data. Now, I'm going to click on this, and one of the things I have to tell you is clearly, I don't have this accurate down to like the millionth of a gram, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this just 2 decimal points. So I'm going to click on column B, drag down, and I'm going to format. Let me see. Does it say format cells? Doesn't want to let me do that. If I click here, oh, I'm going to go up to the top where it says format, number, and I'm going to make the number, click on that, format, number, it should say, it's funny because it's not allowing me to, it should be able to say how many decimal points I have, but I don't seem to be getting that. Alright, they do move things around sometimes. So, for some reason, I cannot find it, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. View? Okay, I'm not sure why this isn't working. There you go. They change things on you, and then you don't know. Plain text number, percent, scientific, financial, constant, data, time, formats. Usually what you can just do is you can just right-click on it and give you the number of custom number form. Let's go down to custom number form and see what that does. There we go, and we're going to go to 2 decimals right here. Second one down. So it's a custom number format. That's something that's new. Okay? So there you go. So there's our format. All right, and I think you're going to begin to see something that's happening. All right. So that is actually the density. Well, now the question is, what is the density of lead? What's the real density? Well, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on this. And if you take a look, what I did is I just typed into Google and I said, okay, well, what's the density of lead? And it came into this page, and you'll notice it says the density is 11.6342 grams per cubic centimeter. All right, so I'm actually going to just put that down. Okay, 11.342. I'm going to go back to this. And I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm going to actually insert another column. Actually, I'm going to insert two columns. All right, and I'm going to put density, because this is the actual density. And say, okay, well, what is the actual? Okay, I'm on the wrong tab. There we go. I have to put the insert. One to the left. Let's close this down. Actual density. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. I put in a link instead. So 11.342 is what I wanted. 11.342. So I'm just going to type that in. Okay, so let's get rid of that. 11.342. Now, like a dope, I kind of screwed you guys up a little bit. I got to get rid of that. So I'm just going to drag this up like this. And you notice that number comes up all the way. So what are you going to notice? Well, it looks like our numbers are a tiny bit off. Okay, so I think people have kind of been a little inaccurate. So let's see exactly how off things are. I'm going to insert another column. And what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the percent error. Now, the percent error is going to be off by, let's see how far off we are. Now, the way you calculate percent error is you say, okay, what's the difference between what I was expecting to get and what was I actually supposed to get? Okay, so this is another formula, so we're going to take equals this number, which is what I got, minus this number. Okay, and you notice I'm selecting them, so I'm actually going to put these in parentheses because I want to do that first. So I'm going to subtract D2 from E2, and then I'm going to divide the whole thing by the number I expected, which is E2. Okay, so in other words, what percentage is the difference from what I should have gotten? All right, and we're going to highlight this, and we get these numbers. All right, and those are the percent errors. Now, again, I'm not particularly liking this, so I'm going to put the whole column. I'm going to go format, number, more formats, custom number format, and I'm going to go with I want just 2 decimal places. And then apply. All right. So what you're going to notice is this is actually, by the way, this is a percentage. So I need to make this into a percentage. So I'm going to go format, number, make it a percent. There we go. Now, I want you to notice a couple things. Most of you guys are off by 32%. Some people are off by 35%, and one person is off by 82%. I think it's actually pretty obvious. I want you guys to see if you can explain what happened in this. It's actually, and that's part of your data analysis is what you're going to do. All right? So that's the assignment. Now, most of you guys, I notice, again, we're all off by a fair amount, and we're probably more than we should be off, okay? But we'll see what happens. All right? Cool. That's it for today. And what you're going to do is once you've done this, you're going to upload this to the assignment.